All right, so it's been a while, but we went and saw Descendants. I don't really know why we had a big long break between shows, but apologies.
It's the holiday season. Everybody's shopping.
Yeah,
We were shopping.
got a little crazy.
Kids sitting on people's laps at the store.
Yeah, so Matt went to jail for a little bit.
I had to go to jail for a little. Well, there's an arraignment, but continue.
All right, so the Descendants. Quick refresher. Max really excited about it. Loves
Mhm.
George Clooney.
Yep.
I think we all like George Clooney. Probably not as much as Max. What'd you think about it?
I loved it. It's really depressing. There's a lot of really great scenes. Well, there's a few really great scenes kind of strewn together by okay scenes and okay story, but for there's some original scenes, things I haven't seen, different type of scene in a long time, and I really like the idea of kind of this character it's like almost a soap opera in a way. This character is in a coma, but she's a big part of kind of the emotions of the film, and I thought that was kind of unique. You know, you can't get the person's reaction or response, and
Yeah, it was really cool. Her being in a coma and being such a huge character still in the movie.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was definitely the central character in the movie, despite never having a single line of dialogue, really.
she had
Which was
one
really-
line. She was like,
Too soon.
too soon.
Here's something I'm gonna say, and maybe it'll spark some discussion. I feel like Clooney always plays Clooney. I don't feel like he really played a character in the movie. That's
I
the
don't
only
think-
small problem I had with it. Whereas another actor, I might have been able to buy into their emotion a little more. But since it's just Clooney being Clooney, you know,
I don't think there's a ton of argument by anybody that Clooney does not always play. I mean, that's just what he always plays.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. He's not. He's
It's-
just not a great character actor. He's.
that being said, I think Clooney did as well as Clooney could have.
yeah, he really wasn't that big. I mean, you didn't need too much out of him.
No, that's true, but it's like I felt like that's awesome. They got Clooney to do it because I think a lot more people are going to see it because Clooney's involved. But like if they had maybe used a different actor that just I don't know. I just couldn't buy into it. I didn't feel like Clooney. Like when I see Clooney, I think about Clooney. I don't think of, like. Do you remember what was this character's name? Does anybody remember? Exactly.
George? No, wait.
Killer Tomatoes? No, that's not
No,
it.
that's not it. Seth? No.
ER surgeon?
No. Fantastic Mr. Fox? That's not it.
I'm just saying, like, if they had cast somebody besides Clooney, I think it would have been perfect. That being said, I mean, I liked it a lot. Thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. What did you think, Drew?
I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was. I thought it was really cool seeing kind of the real side of Hawaii.
Yeah.
As opposed to the. I mean, and it said, you know, in the dialogue at the very beginning of the movie, you know, Hawaii has people who live real lives as well. But it was cool not seeing just the paradise, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
generic things that you always see from Hawaii in movies. You actually see the day-to-day life with the beautiful scenery of Hawaii and just
Yeah.
like the locals and
Now, what did that do for you guys, like, emotionally? Did you care less about the problems or more about the problems, or...
Well,
because
I
of
was
the
going to
setting?
say, like,
Yeah.
you know, certain films, the setting is as much a character as, you know, the Clooneys or anybody else involved. And so I thought it was, you know, it was cool because they had this whole backdrop of, like, what is Clooney going to decide to do with this land that he's going to sell? You know, how does that fit into things? I liked it. I liked that they, because, I mean, woman's in a coma. How does it affect her family?
Mm-hmm.
You know, done it anywhere, but they did it in Hawaii. They made like a strong decision, and they wanted it to be, they wanted Hawaii to be a character. I like that a lot.
and bit of a spoiler, but the character, the coma character and the Hawaii character end up intertwining and becoming part of the same story at the end. And yeah, I mean, I love how included Hawaii was in the movie and how it kind of, like Matt said, was a character in it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the great scenes that I liked about the film is when he's saying to his family, because all his cousins are kind of like, they're more the vacation type, you know, mellowing out, because they're rich or whatever, and he says something like, somehow by some stupid way we got all this beautiful land. He's like, somehow by some stupid way I'm in charge of this land, and it's like, it's nice to see a white person say that.
Yeah. I do buy that Clooney has Hawaiian blood. I buy that. So maybe that's why they cast Clooney. I've always he has a little something ethnic going on.
Just because he wore that shirt so well.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Can I talk to you guys about the Sid character, who was the kid that kept following them around?
Yeah.
I absolutely loved how, like, they were unapologetic about him. I kept expecting, like, some big revelation, and they're kind of, or I expected him to, like, change, or I expected him to do something different. But really, the only thing that made him important to the story was the fact that, one of his parents also died. And I thought that was cool how, like, I'm not doing a very good job of explaining myself, but it's like, they didn't try to make Sid, like, they didn't try to justify him at all. He was basically a jackass throughout the whole movie, and I really liked that.
There was no big redemption scene. There was no big change of heart. There was the heart-to-heart conversation that him and Clooney had near the end, but
Sid's character didn't change at all.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I actually, when the character first couple scenes, I
hated him at first.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna completely hate that they included him in the movie. Thought I wasn't gonna like the character, but he had a lot of good comic relief, and he was
definitely a lot of comic relief. And I didn't think I'd like the dad at first. He's kind of one-dimensional, overbearing, loves his daughter, hates the husband, and he's kind of a jerk. And
wait, which dad are we talking about?
The coma lady's dad.
Oh, right.
And
yeah, no, he was good too.
And he was just like, he's like, why wouldn't you buy her a boat? Why wouldn't you give her all this money? Why wouldn't you sell your land and get your money to treat her better? And he's just this big dick throughout the movie, and then at the end you kind of see him saying goodbye to his daughter. You see it through the crack in the door, and I think that made it even better that it was kind of a...
Yeah.
You realize he's kind of lashing out because he's just frustrated with the situation, and there's nothing he can do about it. So
see, I just felt like he was a dick, but, he had sadness too. I didn't feel like he was lashing out.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. What did you guys think of Matt Lillard? I think the last time we saw Matt Lillard, he was playing Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies.
I'd say not much has changed. I'd say if Shaggy grew up, he'd be a realtor in Hawaii. And
that's exactly what he'd be doing.
He'd be cheating.
Like, Scoob, buy this house, man.
I never loved her, man.
You're a dog. You can't buy houses, man.
Yeah, I thought his character was good too. It was an easy character to just throw out there, but he had a little bit of depth, and I thought it was good. Just all around good, decent.
Big characters also in it. A lot of big names. I don't know. I think what we're all trying to say is, like, it's not a perfect movie. It's definitely worth seeing.
Yeah.
Had some good, powerful, emotional scenes. Like whenever the dad was kind of saying goodbye, when George Clooney was saying goodbye in the end.
When he was kind of yelling at her and really angry with her.
Basically, saying you're all my love, you're all my hate, you're my best friend, something like that. Yeah, I mean, it was.
Yeah. And they did a really good job of making her look like she was dead in a coma.
Oh yeah, she looked horrible.
And she progressively got worse.
Yeah.
It's kind of an added little flair.
Yeah, I think the best thing about this movie is that the characters are all super real. Like, nobody does anything, like, dramatic or Hollywood. Like, people die, and you expect, like, oh, we're all going to sanctify them and, like, pretend like they were such a good person. But the truth of the matter is they still had their flaws. And I think that's what the movie was kind of trying to say.
And we didn't even get into the daughter character, but she's another great character, too. She's like a rebellious daughter, but she kind of steps up when she needs to, and I don't know. Yeah. The daughter was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, with Hawaii and the coma situation and the father-daughter situation with no mother around, there could have been a lot of stereotypes, a lot of generic stuff pumped into the movie.
Yeah.
But really, it was really well grounded, just realistic characters. Yeah, it's just well done on that front.
I guess probably the last thing I want to say is, when he runs over to his sister-in-law's house,
mm-hmm.
and he's like demanding to know about the affair situation. The husband there, that guy's been in a lot of stuff. I think he's about to blow up. I'm just gonna call it right now. That guy's about to blow up. I don't know his name or anything, but
I will soon.
He's
all right.
about to blow up. You heard it here first.
Better or worse, we got these are all movies that were written by the same person that wrote this one, who also directed it. Sideways.
Better.
Better. I only watched like 45 minutes of that movie. And
Sideways is a mom movie.
I liked Sideways better. I really liked Sideways. It has Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong? Election.
Better.
Oh, worse. Just slightly though. Election's awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of in between. I don't know about that one. I'll say better, but it's close. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Better.
Wait, that's a joke, right?
No, written by the same
guy
person.
wrote Election and Sideways and the Descendants wrote I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Well,
guess what the next one
Yeah, the
is.
last one's a little crazier. So,
Oh man, I can't believe that.
all right.
Arrange.
So it was better than I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Although Chuck and Larry has an amazing scene with Jessica Biel that wasn't topped by anything. All right, Jurassic Park 3.
Worse.
Obviously worse. Yeah. All right. Did that blow your mind, Sevchek?
That doesn't blow my mind half as much as Chuck and Larry.
Really?
Yeah, it really doesn't.
All right, Matt. On behalf of Jurassic Park 3, go ahead and pterodactyl your way out of this one.
Okay, all right, I will with another fun fact. The guy who plays Mary's special ed brother in There's Something About Mary also plays the cameraman in the first Scream for Gale Weathers. Talk about range. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Pterodactyl out.
Thanks for watching.
That's a fun fact.
Pterodactyl out, man.
Pterodactyl, caw, caw.